gentlemen, and welcome to the Corn Corner Podcast. Wicked Wren here, and I'm the Tri-County's only distributor of oversized lawn furniture.
Huh. Like when you go to the tourist destination thing and there's that really big beach chair in front of the hammock shop.
Not allowed to talk about any of our clients.
Okay. So sorry. I'm Cam Damage, and why did the non-binary prospector head west?
Holy shit.
Because there was gold in them there hills.
Holy shit. Where did you come up with that? That is crazy. Wow. Speaking of that, wow. Speaking of Golden Nose Hills, we traveled a while ago to a place where many would say there's gold. And the gold that we found along the way was top surgery. And we both had it. I had it more in a sense that I would say is more of a supportive sense. I had top surgery.
I was going to say.
Yeah. I had it more of a sense in not a physical sense.
I was going to be like, you went small, huh?
Yeah. But more of an emotional sense.
Yeah.
So we decided to do a top surgery year retrospective.
2 year.
2 year.
Which is crazy. Like, but
did we do
a
1 year? No.
I don't remember if we did like the head shaving thing for that.
Oh.
And I talked about it. I don't think so. I feel like we were going to, but
2 years.
I know. I don't remember doing a 1 year one.
Wow.
Life just kept.
Tell us all what top surgery is. Maybe
Well, it depends who you're asking.
Oh, you.
Because I feel like both trans masc and trans femme people use top surgery.
I don't think trans femme people say top surgery though.
I've seen it online with my own two eyeballs.
Well, I'm gonna have to check that out, but
I
think it's usually used
you all know each other, right?
We got a group chat.
Yeah. Top surgery historically is I don't even want to say for trans masc people because it's just when people that, as they say on the colloquially, when they yeet their teeth. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's a really good episode.
Yeah. Do you like it so far?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you went to Florida and you're talking about yeeting.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tell us a little about that. So
Who?
Travel there.
It's hard because I don't know how to talk about it without sounding like overly like clinical or cringe.
Just talk about it through your experience.
I had my breast tissue removed.
Yeah.
And for me, I like to frame it because I was like I didn't have big boobs before, but it was a restructuring and masculinization of my chest via surgery.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
I think the first thing here to comment on is the fact that you had extremely low amount of breast tissue.
Yeah. Compared to a lot of people like that get top surgery for sure.
And I'm sure that your number one input from people was,
why bother?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And once you see the results, you say, oh, it's a totally different situation.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing, as you know, as like my main person I talked to leading up to any of the decision to do that. Of the why bother indeed? Like, what's the point if I'm so flat already?
Yeah.
Whatever. But there were, I was flat, but I still like running down the stairs. There was still movement and being in certain positions. There was like
totally
hanging house toward that, and just like the positioning of stuff in general was still feminine compared to what it is now.
Positioning, you mean nipple placement?
Yeah, like that was a big one, and there was like hang or whatever with the tissue itself and stuff, but very much the nipple change was a huge thing before and after that we both were like,
I had no idea.
Whoa, yeah,
because I thought that it was just going to be like removing some of the hang.
Yeah, and then making everything just like flat.
Yeah,
but it was literally like.
Really worth it.
The nipples like an inch out and up from where it used to be.
What version of the procedure did you have?
I had double incision, which was another thing that people were like, why would you do that when you were so flat? Because I think, so for people who don't know that much about it, there's several methods of top surgery. Double incision is the one where you stereotypically see the two scars, like the peck-looking scars. And some people that get no nipples. Like they don't get their nipples put back on because the part of double incision is that it like cuts out all your breast tissue, including your nipple. And some people get free nipple grafts where they take your nipple out of the breast tissue that they cut off and graft it back onto your new chest.
I would imagine more people keep the nipple.
I feel like yes, overall, and in our little like queer community, a lot of people don't.
Yeah, but our subset
it doesn't
is
represent
different.
the entire. Yeah. But it is like in our world, it is just as common for people to not keep them.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme, probably it's far more common
Yeah.
for people to keep them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that either is wrong.
Yeah.
But then there's also people get other procedures called like keyhole or peri, where they will do like an incision on the bottom side of your nipple usually and do basically lipo to take out breast tissue without making larger incisions or like excising actual flesh from your body. And those are a lot less invasive and are easier to recover from, like from what I understand, just because you're not actually like taking out stuff. So a lot of people that are flatter will end up doing peri or keyhole because it's just easier, I think.
And you can't replace the nipple.
People do.
With keyhole.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know that much about that, honestly.
And you're not a surgeon, correct?
I'm not, sadly, much to my father's chagrin. Didn't go that route.
He really wanted his boy to be a surgeon.
Yeah, that was the dream. That soccer player surgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Football, as he would say.
As you would say.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I decided, although I know it is possible to get nipple change stuff with peri or keyhole, I decided to do double incision specifically because I wanted my chest to be structured differently.
And you said something about the word flesh and how you can remove some of that. Is that what happens in
in double incision?
Yeah, is that why
so
it gets restructured?
I would say yes, because so like in double incision, if you like imagine that like this is boob, which doesn't help for audio listeners, but they literally like cut this out.
They're big circles kind of.
Yes, yeah. But they like cut all the stuff that is around your nipple out, put that on a little side table so that all shut. So you don't have, there's no nipple there for like that part. And then they cut the little hole to re-put your nipple. Wow. Like cut the nipple out of the stuff they cut out. Wow. And then they stitch that in. And then that's the most terrifying part of healing.
Yeah, I want to get to healing a little bit later, but that was the thing. I want to stay on the
act itself.
Kind of the pre and the act.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the healing in the second half.
Lead me. Take me there.
Listen, we're here together. What were you most scared about going in?
With like with getting it in general.
Did the people's thoughts get to you? Did you think to yourself ever, maybe I don't need this?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the doubting all of it is like a very natural part of any surgery, frankly. Any elective quote unquote surgery. Although I don't think that's a proper term for this.
Elective is a kind of a gross word.
Yeah.
Here.
But that is how
insurance sees it.
Yes.
That's how the world kind of sees it.
Yeah. And disagree, but yeah. But just because like I am flat, does it really matter? Whatever. And the natural regret or pre-regret of like, what if I get it and then I hate it, or
that was a big concern of yours,
which also I think is natural and doesn't. If someone feels that way before, it shouldn't reflect anything of like gender imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to term that. It's just it's a huge thing that you're like committing to doing. So it's natural that you'd be like,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, totally. I'll even be honest that I didn't realize how big of a thing it would be.
Yeah.
I was like, Yeah, do it. Obviously, also, I'm going to support you. We'll go do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be such a big change.
Oh, like physically, you mean? Or, yeah.
And even, honestly, I feel like emotionally.
Oh, for sure.
Mentally. Because I feel like that was kind of a change. Because I look at pictures from that time, and even the ways you held yourself and carried yourself was very, very different.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll take your shirt off all the time now.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you never would do that before.
No.
I really do think it changes. It changed a lot for you.
Yeah. And it like, definitely kickstarted, because I didn't start hormones until after that.
Yeah.
So like it was like, oh yeah, we are going in this direction. And also I want to say a lot of the worries beforehand were because of work, because I was still at the point in my like adult work of like playing a girl on camera kind of.
Yeah.
And that once I got top surgery, I was like, oh, I can still pull that off. And then I was quickly like, no, I can't. Like, and nor do I want to.
Yeah. I feel like you can't emotionally.
Yeah. And especially, I played at that for a minute afterwards, but now we're fully like...
While things are different.
Yeah.
Would you say things are harder? Things are like... I think you were afraid that you would lose everything.
Yeah.
Has that happened?
No. Well, it just changed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have not lost everything.
No, I've... my customer base is different. And that's natural. Like, I definitely lost a lot of people who were there for me cosplaying a girl. Mm-hmm. And when I started making it clear that wasn't going to happen anymore, some people left, which I feel like I'm not offended. I'm like, well, you know.
It's actually kind of a validating good thing.
Yeah, because it's like, well, if you still can't.
Yeah.
Whatever,
then you should be
good. Yeah. Like...
When you were, how many consults and things did you have to go through?
I did consults with 3 different surgeons, but they were all phone calls. Mm-hmm. And then once I picked the one that I already thought, before I did the consults, I was like, I think I want to go to this guy. And that's Garamone in Florida. But I still did other consults just to like see. But after doing them, I was like, yeah, definitely him. And then I had to get 2 psych letters and 1 doctor letter. Like, go get a physical and get a letter from a doctor.
How is he gonna do it? I mean, he's in Florida.
What do you mean?
Like, the bills around being trans.
Oh, like, how is he gonna do it now?
Yeah, how's he gonna keep doing surgery?
I think because he operates as a plastic surgeon.
Well, I mean, even like we had to go to Publix and pick up prescriptions.
Oh yeah.
Like, you remember how we were in a Publix and there were like
3 other little trans mask dudes.
Yeah,
like and we were all like beep, beep.
Yeah, like, sir.
Yeah.
I just wonder. Like, I don't think people are gonna feel safe going there anymore.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if he like has to like if he'll have to move or like what the hell. But like if I was getting top surgery this year and wanted to go to him, I'd be like, well, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems sketchy. Like, because it seems like the kind of place where I don't know how progressive different areas of Florida, when you get into the nitty gritty of it, are. And he's in like Davie, like in Fort Lauderdale area. And if that's like more progressive or not. But I would be scared of like that place being a target because that's like the top surgery place. Yeah. And it would only be a matter of time before people find that out and are leaving 1-star Google reviews or like whatever, that kind of shit to like incite some like negativity around it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even like it was not a bad time when we went.
No.
But I was still like scared flying home because I had like my wraps on still and stuff and was all like in the airport and didn't want anyone to like question anything. Like going through security, I was like worried about having to like explain anything, and it wasn't a problem.
No, it's fine.
Like everything was fine, to be clear. But like we were still like,
totally.
like, and I can't imagine now. Like I don't want to go to Florida at all now.
It's such a cool place without all the.
Is it?
I think I like how specific and goofy it is.
I guess that's true.
Like, it's so humid, rainy. It's like Miami's so weird.
Yeah.
The whole thing's weird. I think I like how weird it is, but obviously,
yeah,
I don't like the whole thing
of it all
going on.
I like the bird cage of it, but not the
yeah.
yeah.
Who are the other two people you did consults with?
2 people at the Gender Confirmation Center. The one it's like the one in San Francisco that like shit ton of people do. Oh wait, no, I did one there, and then I did one with a person in Seattle.
Bam.
Sajan or something. I forget what the name was.
Sajan.
Yeah, it was
Sajan.
Yeah, like doctors, like not Sir John. Like like the last name was Sajan.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were saying Sir John.
No,
Sir John.
Sajan. Yeah.
Like I was thinking like Elton John. Like,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. He's actually knighted last year, so you got to refer to him as.
So having the surgery,
Yeah.
you were nervous.
Yeah.
The night before.
For sure.
Did you find that there's anything to be nervous about? You know what I mean?
Not really, because I think you like worry about. I mean, you've had surgery before. Like you worry about when you get there and how you're going to be like having a panic attack. But it's kind of like once you walk through the doors to the surgery center, the bus drives itself.
Yeah, you just got to get on.
Yeah, like you just literally need to walk in and check in, and then you're good.
Scariest part's in the car right
Yeah,
there.
or like the night before when you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
But the car ride there, I'm pretty sure was just goofy because it was like you and Mike, and we were just like, burp, burp. And then you guys were cute when I was going away through the door. And then I sat in a little waiting room and nurse talked shit about stuff to me for a minute.
It was kind of through COVID.
Yeah, it was because we were like masked. Like I was like this. There are very few people in the surgery center or whatever, and there was a lot of that. It was weird.
I guess I should say through the initial COVID.
Because it was September of 2021. Yeah, so it was like in the first year of the whatever surging stuff. Weird stuff. But then it was really nice once you get taken back after all the initial paperwork stuff. It's really the bus driving itself then. Because they get you in a little bed and give you the meds, the pills beforehand and stuff.
What do those do? Relax you?
Just like chill, whatever. Chill pills as in the medical community.
I never had those. Did you ask for those?
No, that was just like what they did. And
maybe they could see that you were kind of
shaking.
Yeah.
No, I was like, once I get back in there, I like hospitals.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. The nurses were super cool. The only shitty part was getting a pregnancy test, but that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Did you get misgendered in the hospital?
One nurse did, but there was another, there were like 2 or 3 that were like around me, but one of them was very like good about it and stuff.
Also, I think, this was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I think you had green hair.
I did.
And I'm not trying to say that's like feminine or something,
No,
but like
I looked different 2
Yes.
years ago than I do now.
Yeah,
and
like,
sounded like
yes.
I was probably like, hi. Yeah.
And also you're nervous and like,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll sit here and say how cool you like not nervous you were and excited, but I mean, I
was really nervous.
Were I'm sorry.
I was though. I like not shaking necessarily.
No, of course you're nervous.
I was texting y'all and being like, ugh.
Yeah, of course.
But then they gave me drugs and I was like, we're good.
I'm just going for a lowbrow joke.
Yeah.
To just try to get a little bit of a laugh.
Always.
So
that's what you do.
When we went and picked you up, there was a nurse, and I think this is the person you were talking about. She was so kind. I remember to this day.
The older, like long, dark-haired lady. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she was just being like so nice.
Yeah.
Gendering you so right.
She was so
and
great.
She was awesome.
She called me he.
Yes, I remember.
And yeah, and I was still like. We were on opposite sides of the slash then.
Yes.
I'm doing they, he, and now we're he, they.
It's a funny use of that phrase.
Opposite side of the slash, yeah.
No matter what side of the slash you're on.
Yeah, it's all valid.
Usually.
But she's like, that was when few people were calling me he.
Yeah,
and
that's
may
why
have
I
just been
remember
like,
it.
yeah, and she was, and I was like,
yeah,
tight, and she was super nice. Also, I remember you guys coming to get me, and you expecting me to be like out. But I was like, hi.
Yeah, you're up. And then we had treats for you in a car.
Yeah.
You didn't want them.
I didn't?
You did not eat them in the car.
What was there, like cake pop and stuff? I think that's also because I got back and threw up aggressively.
Yeah, you were very ill.
Yeah. That's anesthesia for you.
The other thing Mike and I, we went to while you were in surgery.
Yeah.
We went to Waffle House.
Yeah.
Very
Which
fun.
is so cute and fun.
It was cute.
Yeah.
He bought me breakfast.
You're also scared to tell me because you thought I'd be upset. Not because you went to to Waffle House with one of my partners.
No, because you were
because I was
missing
like,
out.
yeah, because I'd want to have been there and been like, yeah.
And then we went to a Walmart, which I haven't been to a Walmart in
I'm sure that was
a
wild.
long time. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I made you this bag of boy things.
It was so like funny and
it had like
cute.
a truck in it.
And it had like, I think Top Gun, a DVD of Top Gun.
Yeah.
And there was like a card that you crossed out, like it was happy birthday, but it said happy top surgery.
Yeah.
Like, and shit like that. And it was all great.
Thought that was funny.
And random people sent like flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. Like people, I was like, wow, I don't even think I'm that great of a friend to you.
Yeah.
But they like did.
Yeah.
And y'all got me cake pops.
Yep. So then we got you home.
Yeah.
We laid you on the couch. You, at this point, had drains
Yes. Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
You couldn't lift your arms.
Yeah. The drains, the left one sucked. So for people who don't know about that kind of stuff, not every person who gets top surgery has drains. It's like a surgeon decision thing. But there's these things that they put in you that like essentially suck out like lymph and blood or whatever into these little bulbs, and you have to empty them multiple times a day.
Track the amount.
Yeah, and track how much fluid is in them to make sure it's like a normal amount and stuff. And they don't get in the way necessarily, but like my left one hurt really bad.
How it hurt? Like how? Like it felt like it was like pulling or?
Yeah, it was just like inside my chest, like whatever burning thing. It was not great, and that was like what kept me from sleeping some of the nights.
Yeah, you had a couple rough nights in the beginning.
Yeah, and I also was resistant to taking pain meds. Like I didn't want to take the pain meds.
Yeah,
and I think I did like 1 or 2 nights, like had to cave and do it. But
yeah, there's one night I would say the first 2 nights were pretty bad for you. You didn't sleep well, and
the second one was really bad because the anesthesia was wearing off by then. And I like had to go on the couch because I couldn't lay on my back comfortably in the bed. So I went on the couch and tried to like prop up pillows behind me, but that didn't work. So then Mike sat on the couch behind me with pillows on him. And then I laid back on that. And then that's how I fell asleep, which is like so cute. But that was the only way I could sleep.
Yeah.
And then there was intermittent sleeping through the days while we watched Lost.
Wild show to watch.
I don't know how that happened.
I hadn't seen it, and I think I was like, I always wanted to see it.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
It was also weird to watch that in Florida because it kind of felt a little tropical.
It did, yeah.
Like there was like lizards and stuff running around.
And
so
the random downpours.
Yeah, it felt like it fit.
It did. It's true. That was a weird whole thing.
Did you ever get in the pool? No.
No, I don't think so.
That was cool. Pool was cool.
I didn't beforehand and I couldn't after or whatever. I took photos in the back of myself.
I remember.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah, that was like nice. I think I took them the morning before I got my drains and stuff out.
I couldn't believe you did a lot.
I did too much.
Yeah. I think that's everybody recovering because
it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like
just
that.
bored.
Yeah, that was the hardest part of the overarching. I'd say it was 2 months of recovery after, which initially when I got top surgery, I was like, there's no way. I'm not going to be like laid up for 2 months. Like I'll be fine in like 3 or 4 weeks, whatever. That's a lie.
Yeah.
You need to be laid up for 2 months. But by the end of that and of not putting my arms past this and not lifting over like 5 pounds and not like figuring out all the ways to like get myself up off the couch without using like push strength and shit like that. And then that allergic reaction I had to the medical tape and the surgical glue.
Tapes don't work for you.
No, it wasn't good. But like, that's the part that was the hardest of being kind of just like helpless for like that long.
Yeah, you'd love to try to lift things.
Yeah. I love to be independent and to not have people do things for me.
Yeah, we had to kind of yell at you, stop doing it. Stop.
It was hard.
Didn't we have some good Uber Eats that we got? Wasn't
in Florida?
There like one place or something we really liked? We got
Was it the sandwich place? Or no, there was like some healthy bowl place.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to eat veggies and stuff a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like that, where you could like pick a... I don't think it was actually good for the record.
remember.
I just think that we were like
No.
We're not eating garbage.
Yeah.
Good for us.
Yeah. Was there well, you were really nervous about your nipples.
Yeah.
Remember
During the healing.
They looked rough.
So like,
And everyone told you that they would, right?
yes. And I actually like contacted the doctor, like, which was cool, first of all, that I could like contact him after hours and stuff. And like on a weekend one time to be like, I'm freaking out, man. And he like got back to me immediately about stuff. But with the free nipple graft things is exactly what it sounds like, where, and also top surgeons always make a joke like, they're not free, but they're included with the price.
Holy shit.
but
That's good.
yeah. It's literally your nipples are taken off your previous tissue and put onto a new place. So like it is just like a skin graft. And it's like the most sketchy part of healing because so like you can't face the shower for like that 2 months. Like you have to let shower water run over your shoulders from the back because like direct water on your chest could like, well, I don't know, make your nipples fall off, like whatever. And you have to be like really gentle with them and have bandages on them, constantly changing with the stuff called zero form. That's like occlusive gauze stuff, like moist gauze stuff. So there's constantly like a moist healing environment. And it like you change that twice a day for like, I think it was like almost 2 months that I did that. It may have been like 6 weeks or something. Mm-hmm. But every day was like looking at them and being like, is the stitch coming out? Is it okay that it comes out? Is it gonna all fall off?
Well, they like crust over.
Yeah, like a scab falls off.
Yeah, which
and it looks like
literally
your whole
looks
nipple.
like your whole nipple.
Yeah, I think I probably sent you a picture.
Yes. It literally looks like your nipples peeling off.
Yeah.
It's
and you're
scary.
like,
yeah.
I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And I'm not, it was between that, I've said this like a million times, but I'm not a squeamish person. But when I took my I was home and took my surgical tape off, that was a huge like,
yeah,
whoa.
Scary.
Yeah. And like seeing yourself like having huge incisions and stuff that I like literally fell to the floor. And then the first nipple scab thing coming off being like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And like I took so many pictures to like send people and be like,
I think maybe the doctor should say like, hey, this is gonna happen.
They do.
Okay.
And that's the problem is like no matter what,
Nothing's gonna
and no
prepare
matter
you.
how many Reddit boards are like, this will happen, it's okay.
Yes.
You're still like, maybe I'm different.
Yeah.
Like maybe this is wrong. And I feel like most people are gonna go through that.
Did you do a reveal in the office of some kind?
Yeah, but it was anticlimactic because I was alone.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was COVID.
Yeah, so no one could come in, and I felt the same, which is so silly, as when a tattoo artist is like, "Go check it out in the mirror," and like I was literally like, "Yep." Like,
Are you gonna post it?
yeah. Like, but it was like I got the drains out, but I still had like things on, like there was still tape on.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, the incisions, and he had cut off the like bolster things that were on my nipples because there's like bandages stitched onto your nipples initially.
Yeah.
That they cut off when they take your drains out.
Wild.
The whole drain taking out thing was like so weird. Yeah, they tell you to like cough,
Yeah.
like to be like, and they'll like do it, and it worked. Like
Yeah.
I didn't feel much or anything, but yeah, when it was like, go check it out, I was just like, yeah,
Sick.
you did it. Like, and that was
What
like,
do I owe you? And you take out.
yeah.
You take out.
What do you tip?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you should do A and D?
yeah.
So you
Vampethin, the diaper cream. Is that?
would you categorize this as a painful surgery or a uncomfortable surgery?
I would say uncomfortable, and I don't know if like that's a personal distinction between the two, but it was like there was not a lot of acute pain of like like that kind of stuff. The that was just the drain, the one drain that was problematic for me.
But I feel like on a scale 1 to 10, it was probably
Like overall pain stuff.
No, that
with
drain.
that drain. Oh, that was pretty bad.
Okay.
Like it was like a 7 or something
Okay.
like that when it was like really
Yeah.
going for it. But after those were out, it wasn't painful. It was just difficult.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, your skin's stretched in a new way, and you go to like do this, and that even action makes this weird pulling feeling on your muscle, like your tissue, where I'd actually like lift up, like I'd push up on my stomach to make the skin like less tension while I was reaching.
Wow.
And like you have to sleep on your back for 2 months.
It's hard.
Which I'm a stomach sleeper, so that was really hard and drove me nuts. And the itchy stuff. There's just like a lot of various discomfort that goes with it. Surgery, being constipated, all that fun stuff.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you were there any specific little creature comforts that you prepared, or if you could do it again, would you prepare them?
I think the one, just like having like you, Brad, Mike, Raven came at some point, like people that were around to like keep the spirits high.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't do much
care,
but I was there.
Yeah,
I think that was pretty
that
important.
is the care. Like you don't need to be like doted on or like walk to the bathroom necessarily, but like just having people there to be like happy around you, and to like offer some kind of like mental relief,
just like do stuff.
That was like huge. The unfortunately maternity pillow that I got to sleep with, the like huge C, was like I couldn't have slept without that, because it made sleeping on my back way easier. Something about it, because if you need to have like your arms not flat past your chest, so like I always had to have something like on the outsides. And then there's that one pillow that like went across and under the arms. That thing ruled. I don't know if you remember that. My seatbelt pillow.
A lot of pillows.
Yeah, it was a lot of pillow stuff. I started using the water bottle with the straw. Which is a huge one that people don't consider, because you can't like lift your arm to drink. You need to have a little straw thing.
Were there Reddit boards that said some of this stuff?
Yes, that was like so much. Whenever people ask about like top surgery advice stuff, I say to look on. There's like r/top surgery and r/FTM and stuff, but there's literal guides of like, these are good things to get. Like, this is what to expect. All that stuff. There's how to find the doctor reviews of like, this was my surgeon, this was my experience, whatever. People showing like as they're healing, like pictures so you can see other doctors' results and stuff. There's like in the guides is how to get your like, find a therapist through WPATH or whatever to get your letter and what to expect and all that stuff. So if you're like considering top surgery and you're overwhelmed by all of it, then definitely check out Reddit boards, because all that information and more is there.
Well, 2 years later, you can lift up your arms. I've seen you put shirts on. I've seen you can lift general objects.
That was a whole thing. I forgot how many button down shirts I bought because I couldn't like put t-shirts on.
Forgot about that.
So we were just wearing button ups forever. Like,
it was a vibe.
Yeah, really worked it. Couldn't pull pants up.
Yeah.
I had to like have loose like waist ones because it was like too much pull tension.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So you now is everything
settled?
Like are you numb anywhere?
Yeah, so my right side is like my strong side. Which I don't know if it has anything to do with like it's my dominant side, so maybe it had more like blood flow and stuff like that. But the nipple is projected, is how you like word it. Like it's it's an outie. Yeah. And the left one is just flat, which I don't give a shit, for the record. Like they look great.
No,
and
bodies aren't symmetric.
Yeah. And so it doesn't matter to me.
Also, asymmetry is pretty.
Yeah.
Asymmetry is
it's
beautiful.
Natural. Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be weird if it was too, whatever.
Yeah.
My left side still is numb on my nipple, and my scars are still numb, which is perfectly normal, for the record. Some people say it's like 5 years before like stuff comes back, and stuff may never come back, and I don't care.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You don't notice it like in life. Yeah. I'll tell you what, getting tattooed over it still hurt a lot. Yeah. I thought it was going to be really easy because I was like, well, I don't feel it anyway. I felt all of it and more.
Yeah.
And like, especially getting tattooed over my nipples. That was wild. But like the numbness doesn't matter to me at all. I don't think anyone would notice that. Everything feels like nothing feels catching or like tight or anything like that.
Seems like a good decision.
Overall, yeah.
Happy you did it.
Yeah. It's definitely led at the time when I got it in terms of gender stuff, I was like, we didn't know what we were doing. Like, I was like, I am non-binary and I'm not, I think I was like, I don't want to be a boy then. Like, I feel like I was like very uncomfortable with that and didn't think I like deserved it or something.
Yes.
It's hard to remember.
That's where you were.
Yeah.
That
like,
was
with
it.
like, yeah.
Because no one was like you weren't telling people to use he.
Yeah.
You were throwing it at the end.
Yes.
And that's why it was so weird or not weird, but it was so
like, yeah.
No, it was so impactful when
Yeah.
the nurse was aggressively he-himing you.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like a thing.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah. I was like, she knows.
She always knows.
But it definitely opened the door for going forward, like with exploring being masculine and trans masc and like what that means to me. And I don't have it figured out now.
No one does.
Yeah, but it's definitely. I got top surgery in September 2 years ago, and then I started testosterone in November, and then I was like, well, I'm still they, but like maybe a little like more boyish, and then it started to like go further, and the more I started testosterone low dose, but the more I like got into it and had changes, I was like, I want more of that. I like want this aggressively, whatever.
Yeah.
And seeing trans dudes that I look up to and being like, I want to be like them.
Yeah.
And I still have imposter syndrome about it. Like when people call me he and stuff, I'm like, they're just being nice, whatever. Yeah. But I think that's normal.
I think it's normal too.
Yeah.
I think you just need more time living in it.
To cook.
I think also
for the egg to fry.
I think also like doing low dose and stuff is like just takes longer to to be okay with those changes.
Yeah. And I'm only in the past few months on like what's a normal like dose for like trans men versus someone who's like, we're just figuring it out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with doing it. Like I did low dose for over a year.
Yeah.
Just because I was like,
whatever.
I don't know. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. You don't need to dive in and do like whatever 40 milligram plus testosterone doses every week. You can chill. It's fine.
And then, and about 6 months later, you got the Carhartts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
you commit to looking like the dirtbag construction guys that you lusted after when you were growing up in central Pennsylvania.
Yep. And that's really how it works. That's full circle right there.
It is, honestly. I like that text yesterday. I was like, I'm cosplaying as the guys that I surrounded myself with growing up.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty funny.
Here we are.
Yeah.
I'm wearing all the things that I wish I did just 20 years late.
I feel like that's a trans experience.
It is, literally.
Yeah.
But also that's why people think we're younger than we are.
Yes. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It's great.
Do you have any parting thoughts to leave our viewers with, our listeners with concerning top surgery?
I say it all the time, but if it's something that you've been considering and you bring it up consistently, then you should look into it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like, hey, you should definitely get like whatever, but just like look into it, like research it, get on the Reddit boards and read about it and people's experiences. Look at other people who have gotten top surgery and take the time to analyze how looking at that information and looking at those people makes you feel, and talk to like, if you have any friends you can talk to about it, like you were invaluable to the whole process. I don't know if I would have gotten top surgery if we weren't friends like then. Cause that was like, I don't know how many times I messaged you being like, I think I need to get top surgery before you were like, hey, why don't you look into it? Yeah. And I was like, all right, yeah.
Just do a consult.
Yeah. Just research and do a consult and see how you feel. And if it's not right for you and you decide that, then that's fine. Like, but if you decide it is right for you, then just like go for it. Don't let whatever doubts about it hold you back if you know like in your heart that like that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, because it's like a hard few months, and then that hard few months is gonna seem like nothing when you get down the road. Because like now 2 years later, I'm like, that was wild.
It was.
But it was like a blip.
And we only really ever reminisce about the high parts.
Yes. Yeah.
Only the fun parts.
Yeah. I don't think about like it's hard to remember.
I can't even remember negatives.
Yes. Besides like that one drain hurting and that one night that I didn't sleep. It's really hard to remember like hard things, even though I know there were times when I was like absolutely distraught.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And longtime listeners can connect these stories of the haunted Airbnb with this experience, because this is the same place. So
that was so funny.
And we've talked about this ad nauseum.
The haunted Airbnb.
I think that's the phrase.
Yeah.
Ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum.
We've talked about it at nauseum and
at nausea.
But so just connect those two stories.
Yeah.
If you haven't, go to check out those episodes. Also, check out the Corn Corner's Patreon. / the Corn Corner. You get nothing extra, that is.
Every time you do that, I'm like, it makes it seem like they don't get anything when they sign up.
No, I'm trying to say that if you sign up for the Corn Corner Patreon, which is $5, $10, and $15, you receive absolutely nothing new that anybody else has gotten, except ad-free content.
Yeah.
There's no behind the scenes. Sometimes. But usually not.
But there's little glimpses, like we post your photography there.
I do that.
And like I'll probably do similar things if I start doing safe for work projects ever.
But it's just a way to support us. It's a pay what you want situation. Just say, hey, we're supporting you and we love you. That's what you're saying to us. Yeah. To be clear, not me to you. You're saying it to us, which we like.
Yeah.
So
you don't love them?
No, I do. I think they're all great. Okay. A lot of them really good folks. All right. Well, see you later.
You're not gonna do that. Whether you shuck to cream.
What are you talking about?
Doesn't matter what kind of corn you are.
What are you talking about?
As long as you're kind of corn.
What are you saying?
The outro.
Oh yeah. No matter if you're shuck
or you're cream.
Just be
sure kind corn.